What's up, everybody? Friendly Greens here, coming back at you on an update on the Gorilla Skittles by 420FastBuds on day 70. As you can see, they are doing quite well. We do have some nice looking buds. They are building up some frost on them now. You kind of get a side view of that little bud site. I did just water them with a gallon each of water. So, but not just plain water. I did do nutrients, so I was feeding them. And then with this girl, she may look a little off to you guys. I kind of spread her out a little bit, bent down some of these outer edge branches, and then some of like these closer ones that were more in there. And I did go through this and lollipop about maybe like 8 to maybe 5 bud sites all throughout, kind of spaced out evenly, so there's actually like space between all these buds, because as you see in the previous videos, they were kind of just scrunched up all together. And honestly, I was a little worried about airflow and humidity being trapped in there, so we kind of had to get that done. And then I have this, the sidebar lighting still turned on to max, getting those nice lighting. And as you see underneath canopy, it's nice and clean. I cleaned up underneath this canopy really well. We still have our Bloom Plus light set to max. As you see, we have that fan set to 2, cooling the driver on the light. We have our AC Infinity fan in the back there that's set to 7, and that just blows air around here and keeps it nice and cool. I have this flap open, so when my ducking turns on, it'll suck fresh air from outside the tank here and go up and in and out, and it pumps out and over yonder that way. So far, this grow has been pretty good so far, I would say. I mean, definitely in the beginning stages, it was a little hard to tell, like with this one, because she was really hungry. And then I would say a few weeks after her being really hungry, then she got kind of sensitive to nutrients, so I had to dial back on that. But this one's been kind of just a smooth sailing plant thus far. No issues really. We don't really have any clawing on the tips or nothing like that. They're just a little saggy just because, well, they were dry as heck, to be honest. I mean, you could pick these pots up and it would literally feel like this little solo cup, really light. And that was just 2 days without any watering. So I was doing a watering every day and a half, but then I kind of wanted to dial it back just because I felt like it was gonna be too much water and I didn't want to over water, and I felt like it was just too much water too frequently as well, because that time I didn't realize that the soil was hydrophobic, and I was watering 1.5 gallons each plant every day and a half, and yeah, that didn't seem to really help. And then just kind of did some more research, figured out maybe the soil's hydrophobic, and it's kind of why we have this garden stake in here. Poked a bunch of holes in there, and then now I just water really slowly with my turkey baster, and then she seems to not become hydrophobic at that. We have these sidebar lightings for this plant as well. I do like to like spin the plant and like rotate it every so often. So like I'll rotate this one around this way because this bud site has been on that side for a whole day, and I do that so the sidebar lighting kind of gets even on each side of the plant. And then I do the same with this one. I rotate her every day, once a day, and just let it get, you know, even light penetration throughout the side, because this light does penetrate pretty deep into that canopy. I would say it goes about here into the canopy before the light cuts off, and then since we have another one there, it basically covers like this whole kitty corner. So you think about it like that, and then you just kind of flip it around to the other, and then you get a full distribution of light on the plant. But yeah, this gal is looking quite nice and frosty. Still has quite the bit of time to bulk up. I'm hoping we get some dense buds, but that's not always the biggest issue for me. I want them to be some good quality stuff, so we'll see here. But right now the smell is more gassy and kind of skunky. I'm getting from just like a little touch on the bud sites. I try not to touch them too often just because I don't want to disturb the pistils. As you can see on this plant, like right here, the pistil hairs are a little brown, and that's from a few, like last week I went in here and I trimmed up some leaves, and then when you bump into them they kind of get a little damaged and turn brown because of the oils on your hands. But yeah, I figured I'd give you guys a little update here. If you guys like, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps the channel out and the whole growing community as a whole. And I will catch you guys later.